Hello, everyone. Welcome to the month of June. This is a prophetic word from the Lord. This was on June 1st, 2025. He gave this word, he dropped this word in my spirit while I was studying the books of Ezekiel chapter 4 and Isaiah chapter 5. And it's about judgment upon the earth through starvation, hunger, war, and death. So here's what I took down as I got the revelation. The wrath of God is coming upon the unrighteous in diverse ways. He's upset at the fact that he created humans to love and serve him, to bear fruit that glorifies his name, but only evil has prevailed. Greed, injustice, and dishonesty has overtaken the hearts of men, without any form of consideration for the poor and needy or the oppressed. The pleasures of this world has overtaken the hearts of men with absolutely no concern for the Lord or what he has done in their lives. For it is from him that all good things come from, yet no acknowledgement or all due to him has been paid. To this end, I missed a line. And his word has been ignored for only the things the human heart considers befitting of attention. To this end, he decrees, leaders guilty of this will starve. The mouth of the grave has been opened wide and is eagerly waiting to have its fill from the demise of those guilty of all mentioned, leaving behind all the fortunes gained for his righteous to enjoy. For the corrupt ones who tell lies and accept bribes to let the guilty go and cheat the innocent out of a fair trial, he says, you will go up in flames like straw and hay. And because you have rejected his teachings, now your roots will rot and your blossoms will turn to dust. You were considered his people, but you've made him terribly angry, and for these, dead bodies would cover the streets like garbage. He further mentions that a signal has been sent to the foreign nations to come attack the ones guilty of these, and they come fiercely. On the day they would strike, it will be a day filled with great trouble and gloom. When this is to take place, I have no idea. For what part of the world this is for, I have no idea. But I felt in my spirit that it was for the entire world. This is a prophetic word from the Lord on June 1st, 2025. It's on his judgment upon the earth with hunger, starvation, war, and death. However, for those who are in him and trust and believe in him, of course, he exonerates you, because he mentions here that all the fortunes that have been gained from or that have been gained by the unrighteous have been stacked up for you. So it's your season to enjoy. I'm going to be reading the chapters that he leveraged on to reveal this to me, which was from Ezekiel 4 and Isaiah 5. Ezekiel 4. Now, son of man, take a clay tablet, put it in front of you, and draw the city of Jerusalem on it. Then lay siege to it. Erect siege works against it. Build a ramp up to it. Set up camps against it and put battering rams around it. Then take an iron pan, place it as an iron wall between you and the city, and turn your face towards it. It will be under siege, and you shall besiege it. This will be a sign to the house of Israel. Then lie on your left side and put the sin of the house of Israel upon yourself. You are to bear their sin for the number of days you lie on your side. I have assigned you the same number of days as the years of their sin. So for 390 days you will bear the sin of the house of Israel. This was Ezekiel. He was trying to have Ezekiel act out what he was going to do to the people of Israel. Now, in this case, in this context, the people of Israel happen to be the unrighteous. After you have finished this, Lie down. This is verse 6 now. Lie down again, this time on your right side, and bear the sin of the house of Judah. I have assigned you 40 days, a day for each year. Turn your face towards the siege of Jerusalem, and with bared arm prophesy against her. I will tie you up with ropes so that you cannot turn from one side to the other until you have finished the days of your siege. Take wheat and barley, beans and lentils, millets and spelt. Put them in a storage jar and use them to make bread for yourself. You are to eat it during the 390 days you lie on your side. Weigh out 20 shekels of food to eat each day and eat it at set times. Also measure out 1/6 of a hin of water and drink it at set times. Eat the food as you would a barley cake. Bake it in the sight of the people, using human excrement for fuel. The Lord said, in this way the people of Israel will eat defiled food among the nations where I will drive them. Then I said, not so, sovereign Lord. I have never defiled myself. From my youth until now, I have never eaten anything found dead or torn by wild animals. No unclean meat has ever entered my mouth. Very well, he said. I will let you bake your bread over cow manure instead of human excrement. He then said to me, Son of man, I will cut off the supply of food in Jerusalem. The people will eat rationed food in anxiety and drink rationed water in despair. For food and water will be scarce. They will be appalled at the sight of each other and will waste away because of their sin. Now, he was having Ezekiel eat just the way he would have the people of Israel eat when his judgment comes upon them, at set times and in little quantity and in little portions, and not a proper meal, an unclean meal made over human excrement. But Ezekiel, out of disgust, for having to eat something that unclean, he pleaded for his mercy, and God allowed him to act this out using just cow manure. That is what God intends to bring upon the unrighteous. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy or not, as long as you have not been living according to his instructions, ignoring his word, not giving him the worship and all that is due to him, but rather oppressing the poor, being greedy, and doing all sorts of terrible things that are unpleasing to his sight. This is what he promises. He promises judgment through this suffering, as explained in this book of Ezekiel. Now I'll be reading Isaiah 5. Isaiah 5. I will sing for the one I love a song about his vineyard. My loved one had a vineyard on a fertile hillside. He dug it up and cleared it of stones and planted it with the choicest vines. He built a watchtower in it and cut out a wine press as well. Then he looked for a crop of good grapes, but it yielded only bad fruit. Now, you dwellers in Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more could have been done for my vineyard than I have done for it? When I looked for good grapes, why did it yield only bad? Now I tell you what I am going to do to my vineyard. I will take away its hedge, and it will be destroyed. I will break down its wall, and it will be trampled. I will make it a wasteland, neither pruned nor cultivated, and briars and thorns will grow there. I will command the clouds not to rain on it. The vineyard of the Lord Almighty is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah are the garden of his delight. And he looked for justice, but saw bloodshed, for righteousness, but heard cries of distress. Woe to you who add house to house and join field to field, till no space is left, and you live alone in the land. The Lord Almighty has declared in my hearing, surely the great houses will become desolate, the fine mansions left without occupants. A 10-acre vineyard will produce only a bath of wine, a omer of seed, only an ephah of grain. Woe to those who rise early in the morning to run after their drinks, who stay up late at night till they are inflamed with wine. They have harps and lyres at their banquets, tambourines and flutes and wine, but they have no regard for the deeds of the Lord, no respect for the work of his hands. Therefore my people will go into exile for lack of understanding. Their men of rank will die of hunger, and their masses will be parched with thirst. Therefore the grave enlarges its appetite and opens its mouth without limit. Into it will descend their nobles and masses, with all their brawlers and revelers. So man will be brought low and mankind humbled, the eyes of the arrogant humbled, but the Lord Almighty will be exalted by his justice. And the holy God will show himself holy by his righteousness. Then sheep will graze as in their own pasture. Lambs will feed among the ruins of the reach. Woe to those who draw sin along with cords of deceit, and wickedness as with cart ropes, to those who say, let God hurry, let him hasten his work, so that we may see it. Let it approach. Let the plan of the Holy One of Israel come, so that we may know it. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and clever in their own sight. Woe to those who are heroes at drinking wine and champions at mixing drinks, who acquit the guilty for a bribe but deny justice to the innocent. Therefore, as tongues of fire lick up straw, and as dry grass sinks down in the flames, so their roots will decay and their flowers blow away like dust. For they have rejected the law of the Lord Almighty and spurned the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore the Lord's anger burns against his people. His hand is raised and he strikes them down. The mountains shake, and the dead bodies are like refuse in the streets. Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised. He lifts up a banner for the distant nations. He whistles for those at the ends of the earth. Here they come, swiftly and speedily. Not one of them grows tired or stumbles. Not one slumbers or sleeps. Not a belt is loosened at the waist. Not a sandal thong is broken. Their arrows are sharp. All their bows are strong. Their horses' hoofs seem like flint. Their chariot wheels like a whirlwind. Their roar is like that of the lion. They roar like young lions. They growl as they seize their prey and carry it off with no one to rescue. In that day they will roar over it like the roaring of the sea. And if one looks at the land, he will see darkness and distress. Even the light will be darkened by the clouds. This is what he intends to do with everyone he created, that he has put in awesome gifts to bring glory to his name and has failed in doing that. He's run out of patience and he's decreeing his wrath and judgment upon the earth on anyone who's been guilty of not following and living according to his will. It doesn't matter if you're poor or rich, as long as you have not lived according to the way that pleases him. He promises these: death, war, famine, and starvation upon the earth. If you're hearing this and you may not have been living the life of righteousness and living the life or trying your best to live the life that pleases him and also seeking his grace while you do so, there is still time. I believe that one thing that the Lord could never ignore is a contrite heart, a heart that is repentant and is actively committed to turning a new leaf. It's never too late. You can still seek mercy, pray for his mercy, and I believe in his infinite mercies, he would be merciful upon you. This is the word of the Lord.